Yo, what is up? Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Beyond the Bank Phillies podcast. I am your host, Pete, along with my co-host here, Henry.
What's up? What's up? Baseball is back.
Dude, baseball is back, and honestly, first off, I just want to say thank you to everybody that listened to the first episode this past week and has followed us on socials. If you were new, we really appreciate the support. It means the world to us. And like I said, this is just the beginning, and we're going to continue to improve, and we're going to continue to give our best energy each and every episode. But shout out to everybody who listened and got the downloads and stuff like that. So continue to stick with us, and it's gonna be fun. So just appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, it means a lot to us. It's this is something we want to do, something we want to have fun with. Like you said, last episode, just maybe have some fun along the way. There's gonna be ups and downs, but we really appreciate the support either way.
Absolutely. But so we had some spring training games this past weekend. We're still technically in the weekend, but I should say we had one today and one yesterday. Saturday was against the Blue Jays. Today was against the Yankees, and they both turned out with a W.
Yep. I'm a little curious as to why Bryce Harper hasn't played yet.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, but I mean, maybe tomorrow. I mean, they got like 4 more games in a row for this week, so hopefully he's in one of them. I would think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be fine. I mean, he's Bryce Harper, so who am I to question? But yeah, I mean, I think they were both really good games, and we beat the Yankees today, Sunday, and we only gave up 1 hit. Those pitchers were the stars of the game. I mean, Mick Abel had a great inning. Aaron Nola had a great 2 innings. Soto was the only one that gave up the hit, which to me is surprising because I would have picked probably Strom first, but that's just my opinion. If it had to be a veteran guy, I would think it would be Strom. But I mean, I liked what I saw and when I, heard Francie call on the radio, all that stuff. And I'm very grateful that it was on the radio yesterday because it wasn't on TV. It wasn't on the broadcast. So I'm very happy it was on the radio.
Oh yeah, it was great to hear Francie again. It was great to hear T-Mac again today, along with Ben Davis. And like yesterday, I had it. It was actually on MLB Network yesterday's game against the Blue Jays, so I was able to watch it on there. But
Really?
I muted the TV though because I'm like, I'm gonna listen to Scott Francie instead because I'd rather just listen to somebody that I'm familiar with and comfortable listening to. So I was
100%.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I would say like going into the first game against the Blue Jays, I mean there was a lot of hitting going on, like high scoring game. I mean whoever took the over is won some money, I would say, because I mean there was no stressing about over in points for sure. Weston Wilson.
If you took the over and bet on spring training, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, exactly. If you're betting on spring training, you might have a problem. I can't lie, but hey, who am I to judge? So it is what it is. But just to get a little bit into it, though, man. I mean, like Weston Wilson was 2 for 3 with a homer. He really stood out to me in that game because I feel like he had a great first game last season when he got called up. Where he homered. I think it was in his first game. I'm pretty sure, right? He homered in his first game. Weston Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah,
Weston Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean, he had a homer yesterday.
I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it his first? Yeah, one of the 2. Anyway.
Either way, but yesterday, I mean, it was great to see him hitting the ball again. Scott Kingery made an appearance. I mean, how everybody feels about Scott Kingery and waiting for him to, come onto the stage and be that guy that they all thought he would be. But I mean, I don't know. He's gonna keep doing what he's doing, I guess, in spring training, and we'll see what happens. And then, of course, the Colby Allard dude that we got, with the 6 ERA, he came out. I mean, not great. I mean, I'll cut him some slack because it was the first game or whatever, but I mean, like, he couldn't find the strike zone whatsoever, and I was just like, I said, if this is what we're gonna see in the season from him, I don't know, I'm pretty nervous. But again, I'm being one of those Phillies fans that is freaking out over the first game of spring training. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, let me take a step back. But I mean, we'll see what maybe he'll improve. Maybe we'll prove me wrong. I don't know. So, and then Johan Rojas was hitting the ball yesterday, which is great to see because we talked about it before. It's we saw those videos and he was in the cage, in the off season, putting muscle on and stuff like that. So it was great to see him hitting the ball.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna for my standout player of that game, I was gonna say Johan Rojas. I think he was 3 for 4, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere around there.
Yeah,
He was hitting the ball really well, and it seemed like it was solid contact rather than just like I have to hit this ball out or I'm not gonna get a hit at all. And
yeah,
his cuts look really good. It looks like he's been working, and I'm really excited to see what he does for this season.
mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is the three guys that are battling basically for that spot. There's him, Pache, and then there's a couple other guys. Quite honestly, I mean, you have Jake Cave, you have Weston Wilson, and all these guys are fighting for a spot. They're all playing pretty well.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm curious as to if Johan Rojas's major league, high majors experience helps him in that case. I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if Rob Thompson will use that in his favor. I'm sure he'll look at that, of course, but I'd be curious to see if that was the tiebreaker between him and Pache. Pache's played in the big leagues too,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't have the playoff experience that
Yeah,
Johan Rojas had last year. So
yeah,
I'm just curious to
exactly.
see what happens with that. And I like the way that Pache was swinging the bat today. He,
Oh
he, he
yeah,
was swinging the bat pretty well today.
oh yeah. I had that. I mean, I had that noted down. Going into that game today. I mean, yeah, he had a homer. I mean, and what can you say about Aaron Nola? I mean, after signing that big contract, and I know, granted, it's spring training. A lot of young guys on that, Yankees squad that they had today. But I mean, it's a good sign. I feel like, in my opinion, because it's just, it's showing that, okay, a thought went through my head today saying, like, okay, he might just be comfortable now. He doesn't have to worry. Like last year going into the year, maybe he was a little worried about what was going to happen down the road. If he was going to be with the team at the end of the year, who knows what was going on. And
Yeah,
then obviously going into this year, he's comfortable now because he's going to be here probably for the rest of his career.
yeah,
He pitched only 2 innings. He gave up 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, and he had 2 strikeouts. And he was, getting his pitches, and they were hitting where he wanted to hit. So I mean, hey, it was really great to see from him. And I mean, even the other pitchers too. I mean, the bullpen guys, Matt Strom pitched great. Hoffman still has it. I mean, he's gonna. I feel like he's just gonna be good for us this year. I mean, he's gonna be comfortable once again. And then guys like Alvarado, like like I said before, I talked about it. Hopefully he can be that number one guy, the closer for us. But he did show a little bit today that he started out great, and then once he started to progress a little later in the innings, he started to lose a little bit of his command and his control, and he wasn't hitting his spots. And you could tell he was getting a little frustrated, and we've seen that before in the season. And hopefully, like I said, it's just they're just warming up. I'm saying it was only the second game of the spring training, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully he gets it along.
yeah. I think he will, and he's one of those guys that I think he tries to throw, not tries to throw for velocity at first, but velocity seems to be the thing that gets him along.
Mm,
Um, because he's not the best at hitting his spots. He wasn't always the best. He was always never the best at hitting his spots. So
yeah.
that doesn't concern me as much. I just wish that he would throw more strikes. Because Rob Thompson said before the game that a big thing was, I don't care about velocity. They asked him, not right before the game, but a couple days ago, what he expects out of his pitchers, and he said, "I told them don't throw for velocity, throw for strikes, throw for command."
Mm,
So I think that's a big part um, of the philosophy this year because I mean there were some out of control, there was some out of control command last year, especially in the Diamondback series. I
mm,
mean, most of it was from Orion Kirkring, which he's a rookie in a big spot again, so that's tough. But I mean, that alone could have won us a series if you don't load the bases like that or whatever.
mm,
So I just think that I don't know, man. It's just going to be tough. It's hard to tell these first two games,
mm.
but I'm really liking what I see from Nola. And
Oh yeah.
I think, like you just said, he's a lot more comfortable now that he's not pitching for a contract, now that he's not worrying about if he has to uproot his family at the end of the season, now that he's not worried about any of that. He's going to be a Philly for life. I don't see
Oh
them
yeah.
trading him.
No.
You know what I mean? Other than those last 2 years of the contract, but at that point, he might retire before that, so you just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. I mean, Nola pitched well, and I mean, just the pitching staff itself. I mean, today, Phillies pitchers combined today, 9 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 runs, only 2 walks, and 13 strikeouts. I mean, that's a great sign. I feel like, and hopefully, as spring training goes on, more guys get settled, and they figure out what they need to do to get better, and their control and their command and stuff like that. Leading to the season. I mean, that's just it's great to see. Obviously people are like, oh, spring training, spring training. It's like, yo, listen, at the end of the day, I'd rather see them do good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's, if they did
Yeah.
bad, okay. It's like you tell yourself, all right, they're just trying to settle in, first couple of games, but it's a good sign in my opinion.
Yeah, and like you just said, you want to see them do good regardless. So, I mean, I already saw people, for God's sake, I already saw people posting. It's just, it's those boomers on Facebook and everything else that are, and I love those people. But don't tell me that Aaron Nola only went 2 innings because he's got nothing left in the tank. Come on. I mean, really. I mean, really. Like, what are we doing?
No, that's insane. I don't know about, that's, I don't.
And it was just maybe they were fishing for comments, which I'm sure they were, but I
Probably.
was like, man, you gotta be joking.
Yeah, no, it's listen, I think in my opinion it's a good sign, and it was great to see Phillies baseball, and just seeing the broadcast on NBC Philadelphia, and the opening and the intro and stuff like that. That type of stuff is what gets me excited. It gives me
Yeah,
chills just hearing T Mac, and he had Ben Davis on today, which Ben Davis is pretty good, but of course I can't wait to hear
yeah,
John
he's
Kruk
okay.
on the regular. So that's going to be more exciting. But no disrespect to him, but it was just great to have that feeling again and watching Phillies baseball. So I'm just, oh, I'm excited, man. We're finally here and it's back. It's just, oh, I love it. I love it.
I'm so excited, and nobody can match Kruk. Like you
No,
can't be John Kruk. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
you can try if you want, but it's not going to happen. And Ben Davis sure isn't going to be the one to do it.
No,
So I mean,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. But
it
as
was
for
nice hearing Fransky on my radio again, though.
oh
That
yeah,
was nice.
absolutely, he's the
That
best.
was, and then he gives that little speech before, and it's, welcome to blah, blah, blah. And then
Yeah.
no matter what time they start, he always says they started right on time. So
Oh yeah.
it's just little things like that you miss. And there's going to be more things that we're missing when by the time we get to the ballpark that I'll be itching to go see. And,
Oh yeah.
just something, just get it back in my life.
Absolutely, I agree. And as for the next couple of spring training games for the Phillies, they got about four more this week. One against Boston, one against Minnesota, one against Atlanta, and one against Toronto. So, like you said, maybe we'll see Bryce in one of those lineups this week, and hopefully we will, because it would be great to see him finally. So, we will see what happens there. But another note, real quick, that we saw the out of town scoreboard at Citizens Bank Park apparently is changing, and it seems like it's going all digital.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Um, it's not quite the flipping the numbers at Fenway Park on the Green
Yeah.
Monster. It's not that. I'm never going to say that it was,
Mm.
but it was just something about it, especially. And I know that they're going to be changing the stuff at the games on the digital scoreboard too, but it loses that little bit of nostalgia. And it's like when we're
Mm.
mid playoff run, when we're mid playoff push, there's 4 or 5 games going on that matter in our seating or our placement. So it's like I'm gonna miss that kind of stuff. And it'll still be there with the digital. It's just not the same. It's not the same. It's one of the only things that has stayed solid since they opened.
Oh yeah, I agree, and that's the thing. Like you said, the word nostalgia. It's just like it brings all the old style of baseball in general, and it's just weird how we just keep changing things. Like the game itself is already changing, rules and stuff like that, and how the game is played. It's much faster now, and okay, cool, whatever. It's make it faster for some people, but it's like now we're starting to change like small things, like organizations are like on the inside, like stadium stuff at the stadium, like obviously going into last season, the jumbotron got bigger, and now it's like 4K and stuff like that, which is it's cool to see. Whatever, we're moving to a new era, but I mean, like stuff like out of town scoreboard, like that small stuff that you see, it's like that, like that's what it's all about. Sometimes, what I'm saying, like those small things make people happy. I'm saying, the saying, it's always the little things, and it's just like
Yeah,
I just feel like I don't know. It's they, again, like if nobody's complaining about it, then don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but still, like it's just like it sucks to see, but I mean, hey, who knows? Eventually, once it's a couple of years in, and people obviously will just get used to it, and it might be another thing that people start to love again.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a lot of people go, well, if they never posted about it, you wouldn't have noticed. BS. I would have noticed the second I walked in the stadium. Are
Yeah,
you
exactly.
kidding me? Of course I would have noticed. The people who wouldn't notice are the people who don't go to enough games
Yeah,
or don't watch
exactly.
enough games. Those are the people that wouldn't notice, not me. Don't tell me I wouldn't notice.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I pay attention to that stuff. I always do. Every time I go to the ballpark, there's small things that I look at, there's small things that I see, stuff that gets me excited, stuff that engages and gets me ready for game time. Even that's why, like, when I go to games, I want to make sure that I'm in my seat by like before the national anthem. I want to make sure I'm there for
Yeah.
that, and feeling the energy and stuff like that. I hate showing up to any sporting event really, but especially the Phillies, like just knowing how much time I have and how long the game is, I still want to be in my seat before the national anthem hits. And but going back to the point of seeing those small things, it's like I notice that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It kind of
Yeah.
gets you hyped in a way. It kind of gets you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah, it's something you're comfortable with. Like you just said, it's just like now you're like, all right, like now everything can calm down. Like it's just somewhere you're comfortable at, and
mm,
it's now that a little piece of that's missing. I'm just not a fan. And if
no,
people are fans of it, that's fine. I'm not saying they're wrong.
yeah,
It's
no,
just for me, who this is the only park I know really, because I wasn't really alive for. I went to one game at Veterans Stadium when I
mm,
was I think 2 or 3 years old, so I really don't remember it. So this has
yeah.
been the only ballpark I know. Now everything about it has changed in some form or fashion.
Oh, for sure. And listen, I mean, again, like we said, some people like it. That's fine. What I'm saying, we're just saying it's just like the nostalgia of it is just like, what I'm saying. You're definitely, you're gonna miss seeing it. And like you said, going back to, if it's a rival that we're trying to keep an eye on, and during their game, what I'm saying, later in the season, stuff like that, and you glance down there and you see it, whatever. But hey, who knows? Maybe going the digital way is gonna make things easier, I guess. But I don't know. We'll see. But
Everything digital is not always better, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
It's
that is
just,
true.
it's just, I feel like we said before, I feel like some things should just stay. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
like they changed the scoreboard, and that's totally fine. It needed to be revamped. It was what 13 years old, whatever it was. So I get it, but it's like just leave something. I do have one final thought about spring training. Rob Thompson said that Alec Boehm wasn't going to play in either of these games because he had a neck stinger or he had neck
yeah,
spasms. I'm sorry, which
yeah,
I don't really know what that means. I don't know if it's
yeah,
I'm really not sure. Like I don't know
yeah.
if he's twitching. I don't know what it is, but it's just a little interesting to me. But it does provide an opportunity for guys to get reps at third base that might not have reps before.
Hope Alec Boehm gets well. So hey, hopefully we're gonna need him.
I
So
think it'll be all right. I think it was just like I think it's precaution.
yeah, probably, most likely. There was a meeting with John Middleton apparently that he had with the whole team. I'm not going to get too much into what he said altogether, but one thing or one point that he said that really stood out to me at the end of the speech, probably, he told the players, "Go get the effing trophy back." And
That fires
yeah,
me up, man. Fires me
right,
up.
right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, and we're not surprised that Middleton is having this type of meeting with the players. Obviously before spring training gets started and the official season gets started, it, like, like that right there, like that right there is what this whole season should just be about. Just go get that trophy back. Enough of what I'm saying. Like that right there is what I love to hear.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it was what he told Ryan Howard in '09 or whatever it was. He said so. It's like it just solidifies how much I love the pairing of John Middleton and Dave Dombrowski because it's like John Middleton wants to win. He's not one of these guys that just wants to add to his portfolio. We touched on it last week. Like he's just not one of those guys that's like, oh well, I'll let this guy handle everything, and I'm not going to talk to these guys. I'm going to be owner guys strictly. No, no,
Yeah,
he wants to win. He wants to win. He wants to bring this city. He wants to bring this city a championship. Simple as that. There's no oh well it would be good for this or that. No, no. He wants to bring the city a championship. He wants to bring his organization a championship, and he wants to bring his players and himself a championship. That's huge. That fires me up. When he says, "Go get my effing trophy back," that's huge to me. That fires me up like I'm playing baseball again, which I could never do it at their level. But that's stuff you want to hear. You know what I mean? That's stuff you want to hear get out of the clubhouse.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and it made me think of like if you ever watched the 2008 video yearbook when they won the World Series, and there was a part of the yearbook where it was at the beginning of the season, and I think J. Roll was talking about it, how Charlie Manuel had a similar type meeting, and he might have said I don't remember exactly what he said, but in those terms of like getting the trophy and getting the job done, and like from J. Roll said from that point on, it was all business, and we were getting going. You know what I'm saying? Like in that area, and it's just like that's what it kind of reminded me of when I like heard that come out from that speech from Middleton, and it's like, listen, like this is our window now. You know what I'm saying? And he knows it,
Yeah.
and they did their job to give us the players that we needed, and improvements to make this team better in the offseason to go and get that trophy back.
Right. And a big thing to me too is, like you said, it's all business, and I really want this team to have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that him saying "go get the trophy back," it shows the young players like, dude, you're not just here to get some big league swings and see some live at bats. No, like you're here to win, and if you will not help us win, we cannot have you.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And it's a cutthroat part of the business, but at the same time, this is what he wants to do. He's going to do it by almost any means necessary. It's just that simple,
Absolutely.
And it's huge on just accountability. Like these players, like I said, I want them to have fun, but guys like Bryce and Nick and Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner, almost all of them have been to the mountaintop.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they want it again. They want it again. They know it's not just, oh, let's have a fun time, and if we make the playoffs, cool. No, they want a ring. It's that simple. There's no, oh, let's just have a good season and we'll ride off into the sunset after 162. No,
Yeah.
no. They want a ring. They want to extend this thing into the postseason. They want to take it all the way. It's that simple. Go get the trophy back.
Yeah, and in terms of those big stars that you listed, with Schwarber, Turner, all of them, bringing up Harper's name, it's been circling around a little bit lately, especially in terms of his extension that he was looking for early in the offseason. I mean, he's looking to just be a Philly for life, but I mean, is the extension really make any sense at this point?
I mean, at this point, no, but I personally think that this stems from when he hit the home run for Bedlam at the Bank,
Mm-hmm.
and John Middleton came up to him and said, I'm afraid I vastly underpaid you," is what he said.
Yeah.
And I know Scott Boras heard that and was like, oh, extension.
Yeah.
He's got to relax. Relax. The only guy, I mentioned it last episode with Altuve getting the extension. I believe I mentioned it last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned Altuve getting the extension. That has no bearing on this year. And he's one of the first guys to get a long-term deal like that and then sign a 3-year extension, which you only need to give Bryce 4 years. And I'm not saying don't give it to him. Just right this moment, we're focused on something bigger.
Yep.
You're focused on something bigger. If you do it at the end of this season or the end of next season, to me, no matter the results, I think he should get an extension, personally. I think if you do it at the end of the season, this is off-season stuff. This is not bringing into spring training and all that stuff, which I heard somebody say on WIP, it was just a caller, Bryce does have the last say on if this gets out or not. But Scott Boras is having a lot to do with the game on and off the field in the last couple of years. And in my personal opinion, it's got to stop. It's getting ridiculous. Somebody's got to stick it to this guy because he's starting up all these rumors and all this crap. And it just, to me, I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of his free agents not signing. I'm sick of all of it. I want them to play baseball with none of this off-the-field garbage that they keep talking about. I understand it's a part of the game, but guess what? This is his 6th year into a 13-year deal. His contract isn't even over yet. Give it time to breathe. I understand that you want him to be a Philly for life, and that's what he wants. And that's what everybody here wants. I don't think there's anybody in this city other than somebody who is a massive hater. I don't think there's anybody in this city that doesn't want Bryce Harper to be a Philly for life. It's that simple. I just don't want to hear about it. I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's off the field. I think it's off season stuff. I don't think it has anything to do with what's going on in the Diamond right now. And I think it just needs to relax until the off season. And I hope I don't hear about it again during the rest of the season.
Yeah, we don't need any more of the distractions in that stance. So like, and it's like I see people on like Twitter, like other Phillies fans commenting on stuff about like, oh, why is he asking for this extension? Like he's already going to be going into his late 30s, early 40s and stuff like that. It's like, dude, honestly, it's like I've said it before. It's like if there's any person that deserves anything right now, it's Bryce Harper. It's Bryce Harper. I mean, the guy has single-handedly made us. I'm not saying like he's the only reason that we are, a good team again and blah, blah, blah. There's other parts to it. But I mean, like, we were kind of nothing before he got there. And then when he got there, it was like, okay, we got that superstar now. And now we just need to build off of that. And he single-handedly pretty much sent us to the World Series in 2022. And it's just like, dude, give him, what I'm saying? Like you said, though, handle it when, it's the right time. But he deserves the extension. And there's no question about it. I'm tired of hearing people like speak about it or hate about it. And it's just like, dude, honestly, if that's the case, then don't watch. If you're going to hate about it, you're going to hate on our star player, the guy who, sometimes, wins the game for us or sends us, what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's annoying. It's ridiculous. I don't understand the hate. And it's blasphemous. I'm tired of hearing about it.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Why did, oh my gosh, now I'm getting heated. Why I don't understand why you think this guy doesn't deserve all the money that he's been given and will be given. Because listen to this. He signed that contract. When he signed that contract, he had every right to be the highest paid player in this game. And he wasn't. All the big free agents signed before him. He was one of the last ones that year. Don't sit here and tell me that he doesn't deserve his contract right now and doesn't deserve his contract when you give him an extension. Because it blows my mind that people sit here and go, well, we still paid stupid money. He's like 40-something in top paid players right now. Give me a break. Take it somewhere. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't. You're nitpicking now. That's all it is. You're nitpicking the guy that brought us Kyle Schwarber. You're nitpicking the guy that brought us Castellanos. You're nitpicking the guy that brought us Trey Turner. I mean, all these guys don't come here without Bryce starting first. I just don't understand it. It shocks me. It shocks me that these people are this mad about him trying to get an extension. Well, he was 0 for whatever in the NLs. I don't care. They barely pitched to the guy. Don't sit here and tell me that, dude. It shocks me. Don't sit here and tell me that he doesn't deserve another $100 million over another 4 years. Don't tell me that, please, because it would still be a better contract than Mike Trout.
Hey, I would agree. Listen, I ain't arguing anything you're saying. And at the end of the day, we over here think, okay, give him the extension. He deserves it fully 100%. But, handle it when the time is right. Going into more about being heated about things, the report about Yoshinobu Yamamoto and apparently about his decision with doing Dodgers and that it seemed like he was going to the Dodgers regardless. And apparently the Phillies offered him more than any other team did on the free agent market, and he still chose the Dodgers. And I remember you telling me that there was a report that came out that he didn't even like Philly. And I'll let you go. I'll let you take the stage first because for some reason, just didn't sit well with me. So you go ahead.
If you hate Philly, I don't want you here. It's simple as that. If you don't want to be here, we don't want you here. Yeah. Go home. Like Garrett Stubbs said, stay the fuck out of Philly. That's what I have to. That's all I have to say. Yeah. There's nothing else to say, dude. There's nothing else to say because I'm so sick and tired. And I blame the national media for this, not our local stuff. I blame the national media for painting us as this garbage city and this bad sports town. Blah blah blah. We have some of the best fans in the world. Mm-hmm. I think we have the best fans in the world. Yeah. They called us the Loud House on MLB Fox when we were in the. I mean, my God, how can sit here and watch games like last year, and not want to come here? If you don't want to be here, don't come here. And good. You can go rot with LA for 10 years because I'm so sick and tired of people thinking that the Dodgers are going to do something when the clear favorite in the National League, in my opinion, is the Phillies. They've been to 2 back-to-back NLCSs. They won one of the NLCSs and it pushed to a Game 7 in the second one. So I'm so sick and tired of hearing about people not wanting to come here because they don't think it's good enough here. I don't care. I don't care what the city is like. I don't care about any of that. LA sucks. They're going to win 110 games and lose again in the first round, and everybody's going to wonder why. And it's going to be because of that garbage-ass manager that they have, and it's going to be because of that garbage-ass front office they have. That's all I have to say. If you don't want to be here, don't come here.
I mean, yeah. You know what? It annoys me because, like you said, like, how do you not want to play in Philadelphia, especially in Red October? Like, he was, there was reports coming out that he wanted to talk about, being on the big stage, with the big team and, being in the spotlight, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, have you been watching the playoffs the last 2 years, and especially the NLCS? And have you seen where the Dodgers have gone? They haven't been able to get out of the second round. We've been in the NLCS. Like you said, that is the big stage right there. That's the big moment. Packed house when it matters most. We went to a World Series 2 years ago. Like, we were on that big stage. And where were the Dodgers? Nowhere to be found. And guess what? They still had a decent team. Like, yeah, they've improved this season. But the last couple of years, it's not like they've, been searching for this big star, Yamamoto and going to get Ohtani and stuff. It's like, dude, they have had the team and they haven't been able to get the job done even without the big superstar. So I don't understand how, with him saying, oh, we want to be on the big stage. Dude, you could have been on the big stage in Philly. We would have accepted you. No matter what. And it's just like you said, like, go have fun with the Dodgers, because guess what? You guys have the most pressure than anybody right now in the league. So you have fun dealing with that all season, because if you fall short of the ultimate goal, oh man, me plus probably a million other people that hate the Dodgers and are rooting on their downfall will be roasting you on social media. Because
I will be relentless,
dude. I just don't like. I seen the report and I'm like, dude. I was like, you know what, man? Like, oh my god, like, it's just ridiculous the fact that, like, we offered him the most amount of money than any other team. That's showing that we want you here. We want you to be with us, and he still declined and still wanted to go follow Ohtani to the Dodgers and Mr. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, who for 0 for 21 in the division series. Bye-bye, have fun, whatever. If you want to go deal with that, you be my guest. That's it. Done.
And you know what the best part about this is? So when we brought up Mike Trout, or when I've heard people bring up Mike Trout, they said that they want to hear him say no. They want him to have to say no to Philadelphia, so that gives us a reason to be like, good, piss off. Go away. I don't want to hear anything else from you. That's exactly what Yamamoto did, and that's exactly what gets batteries thrown at you. I'm not going to throw batteries at you, and we're past that as a fan base. But stuff like that makes you hated in a city. And you don't want to be hated in Philadelphia. That's the worst place to be hated in the world, I promise you. I promise you. Nothing physically is going to happen to you, but, dude, when you come here, you will not be able to hear yourself think.
Nope.
You won't be able to hear yourself think because you wanted to deny us when we wanted to give you the most money.
Yep.
10 years, $325 million. That's a joke. You said no to us, and you're going to pay. I promise you that. You're going to pay on the field. Nobody's going to do anything to you off the field, but you're going to pay when you get on the field. I promise you that. And when Castellanos takes you deep and does a bat flip, I'm going to be laughing until the point that I cry. I promise you I will.
Like I said, I messaged you, I texted you about it. I said I can't wait until I see our guys go yard off this dude. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be sitting there with a cold beer in my hand, watching us just completely destroy this guy. I can't wait. It's gonna be generational, bro. I cannot wait. Like, it's just gonna. Oh my god, I am. Oh my goodness. That. I'm telling you, bro. I sat there. I said, yeah, this is gonna be talked about this week on the podcast, because I'm telling you, for some reason, it's just like something just that little, like that report that comes out just got me heated, and I just was like, you know what, dude? I said, yeah. I said, you've just planted yourself a a battle with Philadelphia for forever. How long you're going to be with Los Angeles? So, hey man, listen.
Yeah, yeah. And guess what? You're gonna be hated for a long time here. A long time past the fact
Yep.
that you're a long time past the time that you're in LA. I promise you that. You're gonna
Yep.
be 60 years old, and everybody's gonna be like, "Yeah, remember him? He didn't want to come here. Good riddance." And look what he
Yeah.
got. He probably got no rings for it.
Yeah.
When Bryce Harper is sitting there like this with rings on his finger.
Oh yeah.
How about that?
He'll have one. Good luck, buddy. Good luck in LA. That's all I gotta say. But
Whew, that was healthy.
how about that? How about the top 10 for the MLB list that came out this past week? How about that? Talk about getting heated.
All I know,
That was terrible.
all I know is their number one player hasn't made it to an NLCS since 2020. That's all I know.
Hey, I'm just saying. Listen, I know
Or 2021. I'm sorry, 2021. I had to correct
the number
myself,
one player listed couldn't even get the bases cleared in LODS because Johan Rojas, X baby, caught it. But hey, what do I know? But I mean, and then Mookie Betts, number 2, and I mean, and Aaron Judge at 3. I mean, in front of Ohtani, as much as I'm not big on the whole Ohtani hype train, I definitely don't feel like he should be 4. And I mean, ugh. And then Soto at 7. I don't know.
It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because you made Ohtani the MVP. Why are you putting Judge ahead of him? Whether he should be or not is another question. But how can you even say that? Now they're saying, listen, I mean, think about it. They're saying Ohtani's not the best player on his own team. Like, think about it that way. They're saying Mookie Betts is better than him, which he's not. I've never been a huge Mookie Betts guy. Like, that, yeah. It's crazy when you think about it like that. I just had that thought in my brain now, but it's like, dude, you're telling a guy that just made $700 million, deferred 680 of it, but you telling a guy that just made $700 million that he's not the best player on his own team. And I think it's factoring in the fact that he's got Tommy John and he won't pitch till again next year. But at the same time, you got to give this guy his respect, man. You got to give this guy his respect. And Juan Soto at 7 is a joke. Keep hitting spring training home runs. I hope it translates to wins, you bum.
You know, I don't want people are going to say I'm biased, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you can say all that you want, but I'm just saying, like, Corey Seager at 6, I'm sorry. Did he not just, like, single-handedly win or, have a great World Series and, was part of the reason why the Rangers won? I mean, like, at 6, I'm sorry, but as of right now, I would take Seager in front of Mookie Betts. I would take Seager in front of Aaron Judge. I mean, like...
No, I wouldn't take Corey Seager in front of Aaron Judge. I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Really?
No. Aaron Judge had 62 home runs last year. There's no way I'm taking Corey Seager ahead of Aaron Judge.
Where did that get him?
I understand, but what can you do other than 62 home runs? What can you do, though? Like, what? You hit 62 home runs in a regular season. Dude, no, I don't think Corey Seager's better than Aaron Judge. If I'm looking at everything, I don't think he's better than Aaron Judge. I'm sorry. I just don't. I think he's like one spot under. I just don't think he's better than Aaron Judge.
I don't know.
Aaron Judge also is terrible in the field. I will give you that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I look at other aspects of the game. Like, yes, it's cool that we see Aaron Judge hit all these homers, whatever, and it's awesome, whatever, cool. But, okay, I mean, it's just the person that's going to go above and beyond and help his team. I know Aaron Judge can do that probably. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he doesn't have the skill. But, and granted, I know he got hurt last year. I'm not going to put that on him. But it's just like, where is that moment that he has done yet? And I know he has more years to do it too. But until he gets to that point, then maybe I will start to have some consideration for that. But as of right now, I don't know. I don't know. The top 10, it was very, very suspect. Very suspect. And I'm obviously the only
I would have bet my house that they were going to put Ohtani as number 1, and they just didn't, which I was shocked. I think if he didn't, like I said, if he didn't need the Tommy John, I think he'd be far and away the number 1. But, probably. I mean, Judge Judge over Seager for me is just I don't. I mean, Judge has had a terrible team. I mean, the team around him has been bad. It hasn't been fantastic. I mean, you got Volpe and all that, but at the same, I just don't. For me, I think Judge is a better baseball player than Corey Seager, in my opinion.
There could be debates.
I just couldn't let that go on. I couldn't let that go unargued. I had to stand up a little bit.
It wasn't even about the Phillies either.
And the fact that we
going off about these.
No, it wasn't. That was the worst part. It wasn't even about the Phillies. And I don't. We could have whooped on the Rangers in the World Series, and that still bothers me. So I feel like that's part of it.
I mean, speaking of the Phillies, you're telling me that Bryce Harper can't make the top 10? Seriously?
It's a joke. That's a joke.
Seriously.
He was second best at his position. And the first year playing it. What are you talking about right now?
Like, I get that he missed the first.
I can't name six players better than him.
And then even other Phillies that were rated. I mean, some of them probably had a reasonable position on the list, being low. But I mean, like we talked about before, Castellanos, he didn't even make the list, which is surprising.
Dude, who else didn't make the list? Aaron Nola.
Yeah,
I bet you didn't even think about that one. He didn't even make the list. That's a joke. That's a joke. Yeah. He was a top 5 pitcher in the postseason last year. How do you do that? What's going on here? These writers are a joke. I'm so sick of these dudes, bro. I'm so sick of these dudes. I'm sick of these dudes with the Hall of Fame voting, with the ranking of the players. I'm sick of them, bro. I'm sick of the clown organization. I can't do it no more, bro. I can't do it.
That's the thing. I usually don't look into these lists, like even other sports too. I really don't. But I mean, when it comes down to a game like baseball and stuff, and one player can really change a baseball team and whatnot and make a huge impact on the game. And it's just like, dude, I don't know. I just, like I said, I know people are going to call me biased, but I don't care because I just feel like Bryce Harper deserves to be in the top 10. Like, there is no question about it. I don't care that he missed the first quarter of last season. I don't care. Yeah. He still ended up having a good season. It was mainly the reason we had success in the playoffs again. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, who? So personally, for me, I'm putting Harper over Garrett Cole. I know they're two different positions, but I mean,
100%, 100%,
or even no question about it. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, people can come at me all they want, but
where was Julio? Wait, whoa, where was he ranked?
10.
He was top 10. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
Yeah.
Man, I wish you didn't tell me that. It's all about making money with those bastards. I can't stand it anymore. Yeah. They're just trying to push the next star. They're trying to. I don't want to hear it, dude. There's not 6 people better than Bryce Harper. Like, here, name me the top 10, and I'll say yes or no to see if they're better than Bryce or not.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Good.
Julio Rodriguez.
Yes, Bryce clears. Yes.
Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
Yordan Alvarez.
Yes.
Okay. Juan Soto.
Yeah.
Corey Seager.
Yes.
Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, but it's close.
It's close. It's very close. Shohei Ohtani.
No. If he's pitching as well as hitting, no, I don't. It's such a unicorn thing. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't discount it, in my opinion.
Aaron Judge.
Yes.
Okay, let's make it sure.
Yes,
you made me nervous right there for a sec, but okay.
Yes, I think he's better than Judge because he's been in more spots and he just does it on a consistent basis and he just doesn't get hurt. Well, no, he gets hurt, but I just think Bryce is a better overall baseball player.
Mookie Betts.
Yes.
That's no question. Okay, and then
that's
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ronald Acuna. I mean, this is going to be tough for me to do. I hate the Braves, and I hate their entire organization. I hate that stupid chop. I hate the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think Acuna's over Bryce. It pains me, but for the next 5 years, I'd want Bryce. But it's like Acuna's just a 5-tool player. Like, he's got this the base running. He's really good in the field.
Yeah.
Dude, this is painful. Why am I trying to say that Acuna is better than Bryce?
I don't know. I totally I disagree, and I'm not gonna get into it because we're gonna close up here soon. But I just I don't know. I'm not gonna waste my breath. Like I said, I expressed it at the beginning of the topic, and I just said, listen, if you can't come up clutch when your team needs it most or whatever, then I don't know, whatever. But listen,
I
that
get
whole
it.
list,
I get it. It makes sense.
yeah, the whole list is a joke. Let's just say that. Whatever. It is what it is. But
It's just it's unbelievable to me.
speaking of jokes, report came out today regarding pitcher Jordan Montgomery and his whole contract situation and what he's looking for. And this guy is insanely bugging because he is looking for NOLA type money and contract. And honestly, I hope Dave doesn't do that, and I know Dave won't, because as we're still trying to extend Wheeler, and it's if he he's gonna have to take something smaller than that if he really wants to sign with us. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm not giving Jordan Montgomery of all people that type of contract.
No, I agree. I mean, and let's be honest. I understand that feelings shouldn't get in the way of money, but at the same time, if you give Montgomery that money that you gave Nola and maybe a couple million more, how does that? That's a slap in the face to Nola.
Yeah.
And what he's done for this franchise since it's been going on 10 years. I mean, this is his 10th season with the since getting drafted. It's a slap in the face. And to think that you're worth that, I understand that he was lights out in the playoffs last year. I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, who are you to demand that money? Nobody was giving that to you before last season. I understand he wants to cash out, and I'm all for players getting their money.
Yeah.
But in the Phillies situation, I just don't think it's there. I don't think it's there.
Yeah.
I think you explore elsewhere. And you know where you explore? And I'm going to leave you with this. Sign Zach Wheeler.
Yeah.
Don't sign Jordan Montgomery. Re-sign Zach Wheeler. That's what I want.
100% agree. I mean, that's the bottom line. We need Wheeler as long as we can, as long as he can pitch. And I don't know. I just think Jordan Montgomery is out of his mind. I mean, it's just, no, not
Boris
happening.
guy.
Yeah, Boris guy. Shout out to Boris, because your name keeps popping up everywhere. I mean, my goodness, dude, you're not helping.
Somebody's gonna stick it to you, dude. Somebody's gonna get on him, man. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna stick it to him. Like the league is just, and people are throwing around the C word, collusion. People are throwing it around. They're saying that teams don't want to sign Boris guys, and we'll see. But that was before the Cubs signed Bellinger for 3 years, $80 million. 30, 20.
That was annoying. Two, like you said, 2 a.m. dropping the news of Bellinger staying with the Cubs. It's like, wow, okay,
weird,
whatever,
weird.
Weird. But man, I mean, like, what a heated episode. I mean, like that. This is this is what gets us fired up. This is what baseball is. This is what Philly baseball is all about, man. I mean, it's just
it's the best sport in the world.
It is. You can't make it up. And like I said before, though, we appreciate all the support for the last episode. Make sure to tune in for this one. Like I said, it's going to be on Spotify, Amazon Music, on our website. Hopefully, Apple Podcasts will stop being weird and post our first episode on there, and so then we can post our second one. It'll be on YouTube for video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, do all that stuff, view it, run up those views. If you haven't already, follow us on all our socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff like there. But, hey, Phillies baseball, man.
Go Phils.
Go Phils. We out.